open Webster, and this is open mic with Webster. Unfortunately today, my lovely co-host Lisa cannot make it. So today we'll be talking about service with dogs with autism. And today we have today Vicky from Autism Service with Dogs. Welcome, Vicky.
Thanks, Mark. Happy to help out.
And now, Vicky, the first first up here, um, what what got you into this area of work?
Well, Autism Dog Services is a charity, and I have devoted my career to assisting charities and helping them to fundraise and grow charities basically all my career. So I was very wanted to be a vet when I was a little girl out on the family farm, and didn't make it to vet school, but I applied for a position at Autism Dog Services back in 2016 and started out as their fund development manager. And I've been working as the executive director since 2017. So four years now I've been as the executive director, and the organization provides autism service dogs to children that are affected by autism or other related developmental disorders. And I too have a son with special needs. And so I was very passionate about the organization, and I love my job, and I love what Autism Dog Services does for kiddos.
Nice. Okay. How so? For the, for those for all my listeners out there, so for the one for them that don't know, how do dogs help people with autism?
Very good question. So it takes us a good 2 to 2.5 years to train the dogs, and they're first trained like any dog would be for basic obedience. So the commands sit, come forward, down, leave it. Um, we train the dogs that way first, and then towards the end of their training, they're trained specific autism commands. And so what an autism service dog can provide is safety, first and foremost. So I'll give you an example. If one of our clients is going out to the mall with their child, they can get the trained service dog out and give the dog the command to sit, stay, or down, stay. And if the child is a bolter and doesn't like to wait around and doesn't have a lot of patience, then they can tether the child around their waist right to the dog's jacket. And if they turn their eye to get out the next child or to grab their purse or a bottle of water, and the child who's tethered to the dog decides to bolt, which could be very dangerous out in traffic, off a street curb, the dog will hold the child there in place long enough for the parents to get the situation under control. So when I say that an autism service dog can save the life of a child or a youth, that's absolutely correct. We train them to provide that safety. We train them to provide what's called deep pressure visits. And what that is children with autism don't normally feel the same as you and I can feel. So you'll often see them, touching, hitting their cheek or or pinching at their skin. And so what the dogs do is they apply a deep pressure to either their lap, where they go up to them and they put their head on their lap and apply pressure, or sometimes the dog will lay right from the chest of the person down to their knees and provide a deep pressure. That's called an over visit. So they provide the visit and the over visit, and that helps the child with autism to you know, calm down, get a little grounded, and when they feel that they're able to take on the stimulations in the room or wherever they are, they give the dog the command, okay, and the dog gets off of them and they go about the business that they were doing. So, you know, the dogs are very grounding dogs, and they provide the safety first and foremost, and then they provide the companionship, and they help with meltdowns. So they have a very significant job to do.
Interesting. That's
Mhm.
that's a lot of stuff for a dog to go through.
Yeah, well, that's why it takes us a good two years to train these dogs.
2
We get
years.
them at 8 weeks old, and it takes us a good 2 years to train them.
Yeesh.
Vicky, can I just ask, with at the end of the 2 years it takes to train the dogs, is it almost like instinctual for the dogs? They learn to read the humans' responses or their
They do, but oftentimes, you know, in the training, you're giving the dog the command. So once we place a dog, the parents are the best judge of what's happening, and what's required and what's needed. So they can, some of the dogs will just go ahead and do it, and other dogs think that you know, the parent will give the command specifically, you know, over visit, and they'll have to do it as a verbal command. But some of the dogs, yes, you're right, they do pick up on intuition. They're very intuitive, and they can pick up on it. And just eventually, once the bond is sealed between the client and the dog will just pick up on it and just go over and try to help.
And they can read the heart. They can smell the heart or the sweat.
Yeah, quite possibly. There are other service dogs out there, diabetic dogs and seizure alert dogs, that do go by smell. It's the smell of the breath.
And then you could, the dog can tell the autism is nervous or anxious, couldn't they?
Well, they certainly do. A dog certainly does pick up on anxieties and nervousness, and that's why they're there to offer that support that child needs to get through that anxiety.
Did they would give up, wouldn't they give up like a different heart rate or something? The dog would probably pick that up.
Oh, you know what? Any dog is very intuitive, and they pick up whatever you're putting down the end of the leash. They can pick up on. So if you're anxious, they're gonna feel it. You know, no doubt about it. But an autism dog specifically, you know, they're trained to go with the commands that they're given.
Very interesting.
So we do not charge any of our clients to, we are 100% charitable organization. All said and done, these dogs cost us about $25,000 to $30,000 a piece to raise, to train. And we follow the dog for we own the dog for their entire lifetime. So we generally retire them around 10 years of age. And then they live out the rest of their days as being just loved as a family pet. But we do not charge any of our clients for a service dog. We're only as good as the funds that come into us, that are donated to us. So we work really hard at securing donations so that children and families can really reap the benefits of an autism service dog. We have families that before they got the dog, they were never able to go grocery shopping as a family. They were never able to go to a community fair as a family. They hadn't eaten out at a restaurant as a family. And with the dog's presence, they're now able to participate in community activities, and oftentimes the dog will attend school as well with the child. So, these dogs really do offer quality of life, no
I've
doubt
seen
about
that
it.
on Animal Planet. I've seen that on Animal Planet.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people with dogs at school.
Oh, yeah. Yep. They can go to school, support their child at school. Yeah.
Very interesting what dogs can do.
You're right about that, Mark.
Well,
Have you got any other questions for me?
no, that's about it. You sum up 2 questions in one there.
Yeah,
That makes my job easier.
just a little bit about Autism Dog Services. We service Southwestern Ontario clients, and I guess I already said we are 100% charity. We receive no government funding, and we've been doing this since 2007. So we're in our 14th year of providing highly trained autism service dogs to children and youth. We offer service dogs from the age of 13 to 18 years of age.
8. Ooh,
That's amazing.
that's a wide group.
Yep, yep. And
And
if our dogs don't
congratulations.
make it in the program, we do have a dog recycling program. And if our dogs do not make it in the program, we look at whether they would make good companion dogs. We have a facility dog program. We actually have one of our dogs supporting the Niagara Police Services
Oh, nice.
program that's stationed there at the police station. And we also have a dog. We would have our puppy raisers that will raise the dog. They're all volunteers, so we generally will offer the dog up for adoption to the puppy raiser to see if they would be interested. So we have quite an extensive, recycling program, for lack of better words, that we can call upon when a dog doesn't make it as a service dog. They are under very strict standards to graduate as a service dog. We are under the umbrella of Assistance Dogs International, which is worldwide, and we do operate under very strict standards. So that's the dog has got to be a stellar dog to be placed as an autism service dog. So we have backup plans for those dogs that don't quite make it.
Well, that's been, well, I guess that is, yeah, I will, I guess that's a wrap for today. I'd like to thank my listeners and my guest Vicky for joining us today. Thank you, Vicky.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
And